Good morning, boys and girls, the only two genders that rule the world. Today we're back on the HQ. As you can see, I can see, you can see, I'm sweaty. But today we're doing just something a little bit smaller job today. We just finally got the valve springs and the shims for the bottom, comp cams all through Brinks Performance in town. Thank you over there. I sent them my measurements, they did all the measurements, the valve lifts, blah, blah, blah. Turns out this bad boy has a stock cam, so we probably won't get as many berries out of it as I would have liked, but in saying that, it's good because it will limit the power we can make, which will limit the strain on the motor, which will actually prolong my life of the motor. So today we're doing valve springs. I'm going to walk through the steps on how to do the valve springs for this particular motor. They're pretty generic across all motors. You just got to be a little bit more careful with some other than others, especially if you have to remove the cams, etc. So this one doesn't matter. I can whip all those rockers off, and then I have to wait for the motor to be on to adjust the rockers. But yeah, here we are, guys. So I'm going to walk through this today in the HQ twin turbo 454 big block build. Hope you guys enjoy it. And once again, yes, I am at Hagesy's garage. There is no sign inside, just across from Elite. And they have something spicy over there today, so I might pop over and give you guys a little bit of a gander of what's going on over there. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get back to work. Let's get to work. Oh, it's been a big morning. Let's go. So as you can see, pretty plain and simple. I've already taken the rocker cover off. That one is undone and that one is off. It's sitting over there so I don't lose it. And you'll see I already have two rocker arms off. So big blocks, pretty simple. Same as LS's, they've got a single cam push rod motor. So push rod comes off the from the cam to the lifters, to the push rods, to the rockers, to the valves. Pretty simple setup. So what we're going to do today is, I've taken all the spark plugs out already. They're just there hanging out. Also gives us a chance to inspect those and see if it's worth getting new ones or running a colder or warmer spark, etc. for the boost. But chuck some air in here, which I'll do next. Then we'll put our little spring compressor on and I'll show you through there. So yeah, first step normally for this kind of motor, whip the covers off, whip the spark plugs out. Inspect for damage and stuff while you're there, obviously, but yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, guys, so for today I'm using a Moroso leak down tester. Normally you'll just have shop air and you'll have a fitting, but I don't have that, so this actually works a treat and also tells me if my piston rings are knackered or not. So the best part about this is I just set it, forget it, don't worry about it. And as you'll see, I have a stud mounted valve removal, spring removal tool. Super easy. All I've had to do is adjust the angle for the dangle, set that up there, make sure they're tight, don't have to be finger tight. Nothing super special here. That's only finger tight too, so it's pretty easy. And then all you do then is just wind that down and you can see it clears the collet. So as soon as that's clear, you know that your spring's ready to come out. I don't have enough hands, so yeah, I don't have enough hands to pull that out. So I'm going to go get like a little magnet on a stick, whip those out, and then after this I'll cut to me taking the spring off, etc. So give me 2 seconds, I'll be back right after this, but it'll take me like 2 minutes. So back in a second. Alright, so there you see, little collets. There's my magnet on a stick. All you do is then whip this out. You can see that coming up. See, it's nice and loose. Just swing it to the side. Oh shit, not like that. Oh, this is hard with one hand, but you get the point. This comes off nice like that. That swings around and hits your valve because you're a fucking idiot. But there's your valve spring removed. So one down. These replace these little spinners here. Where are we? Just in there. So replace those as shims. Remove this out of the way. Probably can see a little bit better. So I'll whip those out, put the new shims in, and we'll just repeat that process in reverse to chuck a new set of springs in. Oh, probably could unzoom now, couldn't I? But super easy, super simple, and this is my job for today. So I'll time lapse all this, and I hope you enjoy. Big block valve spring upgrade. Big old double 80s, bro. Let's go. And yeah, just like that, new springs are on. Exact same process, did in reverse. And you've got your brand new upgraded valve spring, and I'll get onto the rest after this. I'll time lapse it, watch you guys, make you guys watch my ass or something, I don't know. But it's all part of the build. You always got to do the little things, and if you can do them yourselves, have a crack. This stuff, maybe have a crack with the supervision of a mate who is a qualified mechanic. It is a bit trickier. There are a few bit more working parts, and if you do stuff this like before, there's a little seal that goes around the valve stem. The spring popped off, and I was stressed because I lost it. I was like, oh shit, where'd it go? Luckily I found it, cleaned it, put it back on the little seal, put it back together, it's fine. But if you were, like, you might not have noticed that it popped off, you chuck it back on, you're not gonna have seal, you have oil, go where you don't want it, blah, 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 all that little shit. So if you're gonna try something like this, all for it, go for it, man. But just be careful, because if you stuff something like this, you can be out a top end rebuild, you can be out a bottom end rebuild, you can be out a fair few dollar dues. But luckily I'm a mechanic, and I'm just doing it. Not like I haven't done it before. Big block, not so much. Barra, yeah, 2 now. Normal cars, nah. So as a mechanic, you don't really do that kind of stuff unless you're in the right shop for it. Whereas here, I've been lucky enough with the boys at Elite and my own cars to get it done. So hope you guys enjoyed that, a bit of a factual knowledge for you, and I'll get this side done. Time lapse if I can get the camera in the right spot, and go from there. Cheers guys, let's go. So I'll, as I'm going along, I'm just going to do one at a time. With these, you can kind of do the whole bank at once, but so I can take all the rockers off, which are the little bits here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but they're the bits here. So I can take all those off to like a motor like this, and then do it like that. But for this job, I'm just going to take it slow, take my time. I've got a fair bit on, and as you guys know with the move, I do have a fair bit on my head at the moment, so I don't want too much like popping around, going around, because I just don't have the, to be honest, I'm just a bit tired. Probably not super exciting for you guys to hear, but it's real. You know, moving house and yeah, moving house and trying to build cars does get a bit exhausting, as like most car guys would understand, and it can take it out of you. But you know, this is why I do it. I love all this shit. I love the fucking the stress and the pressure and the challenge more than anything. So it's not always the greatest time, but man, I get to build some cool stuff. The people I've met are absolutely unreal. And yeah, if you're not a car guy, I don't really think you'd get you to really understand, but that's okay, you know? So sometimes, as you would have seen, I just use my improvised hammer. The valve springs will the valve springs will not hold air, which is very weird that they're doing it. The valve springs won't go, oh here we go, just need a bit more air pressure. So what happened there is, just the fitting was a bit loose, and I wasn't getting enough air pressure to keep the exhaust valve up, which is one of the things that some mechanics or some, you know, inexperienced people might not notice, right? So that's something really important, because if that valve drops in, you're up shit's creek. You know, you might get lucky and you might be able to pull it back out or whatever, but you know, not everyone's, you don't always get lucky with that kind of stuff. So you've just got to, yeah, take your time with these jobs. These aren't a job that you can rush. They're not a job that you can just do willy-nilly with no kind of like either help or confidence. It's not a job you do by yourself without help, or by yourself without without some sort of supervision or like prior knowledge or extensive research. So yeah, it's not a, it's just give it a crack by all means, but just take your time, learn, teach yourself in the process. Google is your friend. You know, a lot of mechanics would probably hate me to hear me say this, but I mean, like, it's not hard to be a mechanic. It's just, it's hard to be an engine builder. It's hard to be, you know, like a diagnostician and stuff like that. But like mechanic as a trade is just hand skills and a willingness to learn. To be honest. Oh yeah, I'm not sure if you can see this, but finger game's strong. Alright, so that'll be, make sure I got my shim in here. That's the shim. New valve spring. Uses my old retainers, or old whatever they're fucking called. As you can see, I'm a bit fucking flustered right now. I've got a bit going on. You guys know. You guys know what it's like, what? Hey, there you go. Well, see what I mean? I have intake and exhaust shims. So, oh, that'll be my second box of shims I got here. And I'll try that again. So now I've got an exhaust shim, and it is also wrong. Looks like I'm just doing the intake valves today and springs. Not ideal. I'm going to make a phone call and yeah, I'll get back to you guys. I'll be back after this. I'm going to make a phone call. Looks like I'm just doing intake valves today. I'll get that measurement, send it to Brinks, and he'll order me the right part. Cheers, guys. Alright, before I was rudely interrupted by my battery dying. As I would have mentioned before, guys, so the battery died and it's been a week since I've been down here because we've been trying to sort out what to do with those shims we were talking about. So the problem was they weren't fitting over the valve guide stems or valve guide shafts, whatever you want to call it, in the top of the head. That's because normally the rotators on the bottom of the spring are meant for exhaust valve, which is meant to keep the soot off them and keep them clean, etc. So what I've done today, what I've had to do is get, and that's on all the intakes. Obviously all the intakes don't fit because the valve guide shafts or valve guide fucking stems or whatever you want to call them are too big. So I've had to go off to Brinks and get the shims machined down because the spring heights match the valve head assembly as per it is with the rotator, so it needs to shim, or that spring just isn't going to be as effective as we need it to be. So that's what I'm waiting on now for the valves. But this morning I'm going to get this front end buttoned up, grill in. As you can see, the bonnet is all on now, new nose cones on, fresh paint, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and fit this grill, get the grill all fitted, cut it. Oh yeah, I did like a little shitty ass restoration on a freebie that I got. I'm not sure if you guys would have seen it on my Facebook or my Instagram stories, but there's CJ. He's coming over to annoy the fuck out of me because that's what he does. But I just did a quick rattle can jobby. Looks pretty good. Sanded all the old paint off the stainless trim around the sides, and we're going to put that in today. And then Tom's coming over too. Got him, look, there he is. Oh, and I disappeared. Cheeky little fucker. But we'll get this in today, get this front end buttoned up. Hope you guys enjoy. Oh. All right, grill first, because the grill has to be in, has to be mounted from the back. So we're just gonna go ahead and see where I've got I probably should get a pen. I'm gonna cut where I reckon I'm gonna have to cut. So I'm probably gonna have to cut from there to there. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but it's a fair chunk. I'm just gonna go grab a pen or a marker of some description first. and get this marked and then cut it. Bit of Milwaukee magic for your Monday. It's actually Wednesday, but Monday sounds better, doesn't it? So I've got to take out, you can see it's got to go in a fair bit still, especially down the bottom. So, oh, see, lucky I checked, wasn't even center. You can see it's getting pretty. I'll get this finished up off camera and see you guys soon. Ooh, that started dark. All right guys, I've done it again. I got carried away, but you know me, and that's why you watch me, because I have horrible planning skills. But front end looks good. Look, I'm not gonna lie, is not my best work on the grill, but as I was cutting the grill up, it actually kind of just fell apart. So the whole center come out. So I didn't get the half stealth, half kind of stock looking grill I wanted. Instead, I actually it ended up actually pretty butchered. So I don't want to show you guys close up because it's not my greatest work by far. I ended up getting pretty frustrated with it. But now I have a template for my next grill. So I'll wait to find another one. But for now, guys, it'll do me. It'll be just fine. Front end is all on. Pipes looking pretty stealthy. Intercooler looking pretty stealthy. Oh, it's not really. You can see the whole. You can see the whole thing. But we're looking good. So that's going to be it for this episode. I'll get the valve springs done on my own time. I'll get all that fixed up. And yeah, we're making progress. Matt's there, always causing trouble. But we have it together. It's pretty butchered, but the next grill will be better. The front end's together. Tighten up the bolts tomorrow. We will rebuild. We will project the passion once again. But thanks guys for watching. Remember, it's the end of March now and I move in April, so content will slow down. This will be the last episode on the queue for a little while, but I'll get the valve springs done. I'll get the boys to send me some videos of it getting wired up and the rest of it. So they'll finish it off for me. Unfortunately, I'll be back, try to get back for the run-in and the dyno and stuff like that. But the boys at Elite Performance and Tuning are gonna look after that. Hazy's gonna store it. And same as the 31. The 31 is at wiring right now. So Sunny Coast, I'm coming for you. If you guys have any cars that you want to feature in my passion projects, should only take me a week to get my computer set up and office space. And yeah, we'll get going. Thanks for watching, guys. Big Block Twin Turbo HQ, coming to a street near you. Oh, I'm back again. Sorry guys, forgot to mention the paint work. You'd notice the front nose cone is fresh paint. Underneath the bonnet, all fresh paint, sealed, machined in, make it legal, extra rigid. Thanks Big Brian at Watercolor Finishing. Sorry, a bit of indigestion. But yeah, Brian over at Watercolor Finishing on Pilkington Street, Townsville. Best painter in the business. Old Bat next door did the fabrication. Brian did the paint. Absolutely killer. It is a different color because the car was originally painted in acrylic. And I've gone for a 2-pack plus clear on the front and under the bonnet. One, because acrylic is trash. It does last a really long time, but it's just a trash paint. So yeah, I'll get this buttoned up. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Goodbye. Exit now. just walked into that like a fucking idiot.